Welcome to another episode of the Pencil Pushers Project. After a long hiatus and a safe trip to and from the motherland, we are back with another episode today. What the fuck episode is it?
I don't know.
Well,
that's a good question, actually.
by the time this is posted, it's either gonna be 49 or 50. So
we'll know.
Well, yeah. So just whatever the captions say, that's what it is. So, we thank you guys for tuning in with us, and I am one half of the Pencil Pushers. I go by the name of Jay, and I am joined by the returning Zay. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm tired. It's been a long week back.
Yeah,
Really
yeah. So you've been back
week.
about a week.
I didn't want to come back, man.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I
don't doubt it. So, before we ask you about the trip, if you are listening, this is your first time tuning in. We typically discuss music, sports, current events, entertainment, so on and so forth. So we appreciate you tuning in. Returning listeners, we appreciate your continued support. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe. And we are going to go ahead and get into it, man. So you went to Sierra Leone?
Correct.
Sierra Leone. So, tell me about the trip, man. Tell me about the experience. What was it like?
It was different, man. Like, cause Sierra Leone, they just came off the Blood Diamond War.
Because I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? All right. Well, they had the Blood Diamond War, but even though that ended 20 years ago, that's not a long time for a war-ravaged country, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was. I saw a lot of good things, though. I saw a lot of sad things. I saw poverty to levels that, I mean, I thought you think you've seen poverty until you've seen poverty.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, there's a lot of beautiful things out there. It's not saying the whole nation's poverty because it's not. There's definitely a lot of rich people out there. Make no mistake.
What was the food like?
Shit, man. I felt that food there was just different, man. It was all natural. No preservatives. The chicken was actual chicken size. The fruits were just great. The juices, man. Everything tasted organic, and but like organic over there is like the norm.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like, and then what's funny is like how over here we have fish fries, and then we make like tilapia and whiting and tilapia. Yeah. Over there, the norm is barracuda.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure you had that.
I had a lot of barracuda. It was really good, actually. Barracuda, red snapper. Did I send you the picture of the shrimps?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, man. So the seafood there is ridiculous. I don't know whether it's that the seafood in the Atlantic is just different. I don't know, but that seafood there was crazy. As far as but it makes you. The trip did make me learn to I already appreciate it a lot because this was my first time going to a poor country. Like, I went to Panama before Panama is what it is now. I went when it was like still kind of dangerous and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this wasn't the first time I went to like a poor country, but to see like the differences is kind of insane. And I mean, from the sense of, as far as what's something. I think did I send you the picture of the river with like the kids?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so I gotta show you that. We went to this area, and it was on the outskirts. It was in the city. It wasn't even the outskirts of the city. What's crazy is the poorest people are actually in the capital.
Really?
Yeah, and they're like right across from like the mayor's building, which is insane. The mayor's building is gorgeous, but. So basically, I saw kids. There was just like this ravine of water, and I saw pigs in it, a bunch of trash, no telling what else. And then I had to see kids in there like taking a bath with these water where the pigs were. It was, I mean, like, you talking about some heartbreaking shit. Never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things I think people need is perspective. Like, we live in America, and trust me, America's far from perfect. But I think a lot of the things that we tend to complain about here.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes I think if you just see other parts of the world, and I'm not going to say real poverty, because there's real poverty here, but I think it's just
not real poverty. Yeah, that was probably the wrong term.
No. I'm not as a correction of you, but I think when people, because there's real poverty everywhere, but I think there's just you know, they always say, well, there's a phrase, of course, that says, you know, as bad as you have it, someone else has it worse. And that could be something that could be applicable to, like, traveling to other parts of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I meant by that. So, all in all, you shop a lot? Did you buy a lot of?
Yeah, man. I had clothes made. I actually wore some pants.
I thought you was gonna come through with your thing with the sheet. I thought you was gonna have your little garb, man.
I did not feel like getting out of bed this morning.
Man. I thought you were gonna get suited and booted for them.
I had some pants. I had like pants made, short shirt, bro. It was, but you had to go buy all the fabric yourself, and then you gotta take it to the tailor and get fitted.
You could have king dropped your way back on the pod, man.
I had some sandals made too, man. Like. Sandals 101s, bro. Leather, everything. It only ran me like $20. Can't beat that shit.
It's all good.
It was man, what else? I don't know. And I felt the beaches are beautiful, bro. Oh my God. I never appreciated natural beauty. Like nature, you know what's funny? I think because we build on so much nature here, I don't think I ever really appreciated it, to be honest with you. Like, if we want to see nature here, we have to go to like a national park.
Yeah.
You know, and then I go over there and I just see trees, and this isn't like once you leave the city, because they had this area called a green belt where they don't, which is pretty much all of Africa. Like, it seems like they let people build houses, but they're not gonna let you build like a whole town on top of this area. But it's just gorgeous, man. Like, I never appreciated nature until I went there, and I'm like, damn, like Earth is really a beautiful place, honestly. But I don't think you really get a chance to see that here, because here we've developed on so much stuff, and we're always developing on everything, so you don't really get a chance to see anything.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of cities.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, man. That was, honestly, I really didn't want to leave, man. Like, and then my girl, she had a staff. I already told you how my girl is. So she had a staff, and we had a chef, cook, driver. These people clean my shoes, man. Like, it was, I came back, man. You know what's funny? I came back and then
had to clean your own shoes.
Man, what, bro? I had to. Oh shit. I gotta.
You say you were angry when you came back to the States.
Yeah, I came back. As soon as I landed, man, I hit Atlanta traffic.
Oh,
and I was just like, oh, I'm back. Man, I was angry, man. Like, I don't know. I got the whole time. I went and got food, and I looked at the prices of the food, and I was like, bro, I just paid $30 for a whole lobster. Here I am paying $30 for a burger.
Westernized society. What can I tell you?
I paid $30, got a lobster, a champagne bottle, some shrimp, everything, all for $30. And I'm just looking like, God damn, take me back, man. And like, you know what's funny? Like, I've been telling people this, and I've been saying it a lot, but it's true though. I felt at peace, if that makes sense. You know what's funny? Like, not in the sense of, cause I told one of my boys that, and they're like, that's how everybody feels on vacation. I'm like, no, not like that. Like, you know, like when you just feel like you're somewhere you're meant to be.
You belong.
Yeah, it was weird, man.
No, it wasn't weird. It's not weird. It's just,
cause you know, I think a lot of people go through life and they don't have that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, you see that type of stuff where in movies and stuff, like in movie scripts, they'll be like, I found my second home, or, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't really experience that.
Yeah, I mean, we know, obviously, the history of our people. So, we tend to make do with, what we can here in America. And we've grown and been born and raised here. But, I can just only imagine, going back to, or going to the motherland and going to Africa and just seeing, you probably see, man, hell, maybe some people that maybe resemble you.
I saw people, but you know what's funny? I saw people who didn't. I saw a lot of white people there. I saw Lebanese. I saw Asian. Yeah. And everybody was like, so when I tell people that, they're like, oh, it's because you're around other black people. And I'm like, honestly, that didn't even cross my mind. Like, that's the thing. Like, everybody was like, it's because you're surrounded by black people and you got to worry about it. I'm like, no. Like, honest to God, it never crossed my mind like, man, I'm surrounded by black people.
So what do you think it was that made you feel like you were, I guess, where you belong? I guess that's the way that.
I guess because I didn't have the stressors of Western society. Because, here, man, our whole lives, I guess because I see people who place priorities on different things. Here, like, all we know is work.
So, like, cultural differences, basically.
Yeah, like, and then just when I go out to the beach, I felt relaxed. Bro, like, normally, like, beaches here suck. Like, because, all you see, most of the time here, I can only hang on the beach for maybe 2 hours. 2-3 hours. I found myself sitting on the beaches over there for like 6 hours. Just sitting. Not doing anything, talking. We're just talking, and I'm just chilling. And it was just different, man.
Yeah.
You see people, you meet people who have nothing, but they're genuinely happy people. They may not have everything in the world, but.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about, cultural differences. Just things that we prioritize, things that we value. We tend to be, at least in the Western world or here in America, not everyone, of course, but we tend to be materialistic in a lot of ways. We put our value in things that we own, things that we have, whether it be our clothes or what we drive, the size of our house, jewelry, things that, and the things that are just things.
Yeah.
And it's not that you didn't work hard to get those things, and I think that's part of it that's tied to it, that you value the fact that you had to work to get certain things, but at the end of the day, happiness doesn't come from things. It's a state of being based off of what you prioritize. You know what I'm saying? So
it was I don't know, man. It was like, don't get me wrong, there are extravagant. The rich people there, their houses look like palaces. Make no mistake.
Oh yeah, I mean,
But I mean, for the price you're paying, you take a 200,000 here, you take it over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like.
No. Yeah. I get it.
So,
I understand it. So.
But I don't know. I know I'm going on rants, bro. It's just.
I mean, it's first time. Not just first time there. It's a lot to take. In. It's a lot to experience in the course of a month.
Yeah, I was there for a while.
So.
Like, that's the thing. Like, most people travel. They could travel for like, they might do a week or a weekend. I was there for a whole month. So I really I really saw the culture for real. And one of the things I will say this in regards to race, it did feel good knowing that I'm not even like trying to be like on the woke bandwagon or nothing, but I did not realize how exhausting it was to be black in America. Now that's the truth. That's like I never realized the amount of energy it took to be black in America until I left and went there. And I'm like, huh. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even just there. Like, going there made me start looking at just different countries to live in. Like, I've been looking at like Portugal, Colombia. I'm like, okay, I want to go to these places. Yeah, I felt that home feeling there. But that may not be the only place I feel that home feeling at. And I was like, man, what if I go to Medellin or something? And then I'm like, shit. I think that's the importance of traveling. I'm not saying you're trying to shit on America, but I mean, when you see these Sierra Leone, don't get me wrong, most African governments, yeah, they're corrupt. Make no mistake. But I know I can go there and not worry about anything for sure. And I don't know. I'm about to go on rants for her, but it's just I don't know. That peaceful feeling, man. That's one thing I want everyone. I think everyone needs to do that, like regardless of what people say and all that. I feel like that's a really important thing, though.
Well, I think everyone who has the means to travel should travel.
Absolutely.
And just experience different parts of the world. I've always said that different parts of the world, different cultures. You know, it could tend to, I think, make you more well-rounded as an individual.
Yeah.
It could tend to make you more empathetic or understanding to other cultures and certain things that they have that are or certain types of things that they have that may not be the way it is in America. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think I'm glad you had that experience. I'm glad you took that trip. I think it's like I said, even if it's not Africa per se.
Yeah.
I think just traveling to a different part of the world and just seeing people who may not look like you or foods that you may not be accustomed to, places you may not be accustomed to, customs that you may not be accustomed to, and just experience that. So
it makes you realize that the world is bigger than you, man.
Yeah, exactly. There's a world outside yourself. So, but yeah, man, it's good to have you back, man. So let's go ahead and move forward. There was a lot that happened while you were gone. We couldn't get to all of it, of course, but let's go ahead and just start with the this controversy surrounding Nike and Lil Nas X and the Satan shoes. So, for those of you who are listening, where we're at right now, Lil Nas X, along with another designer, came together with a collaboration for the Satan shoes. I believe there were 666 pairs that were bought, and apparently they all sold out.
Under a minute.
Within less than a minute. Of course, the nature of the shoe, allegedly there's a drop of blood in each shoe. Obviously, the title itself and the demonic nature surrounding the shoe in title. There are a lot of folks who had concerns. A lot of folks who, obviously for different religious reasons, spoke out against this type of move. A lot of people put Nike's feet to the fire. Nike came out saying that they had no involvement with that. And I first thought they were just kind of trying to save face. But when it came to light that the shoes were purchased as just normal
shoes,
Air Maxes, and then redesigned, then I said, okay, now I see. So there was a motion to stop the shoes that Nike put forward, which was granted, as well as a lawsuit that Nike's filing as well. So that's where we're at with it. My question to you, sir, is what do you make of all this?
Like, I don't know, man. I finally saw the music video, by the way. Honestly, I didn't care about any of the controversy. That song was just trash. I don't know. Like, if he believes in the devil.
Do you think that's a buffer? Do you think he does these things to really mask the quality of his music?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, but it's a smart move because I told you earlier, he knows how to play the internet. So you make a pretty mediocre song, but you put it on the backdrop of a really crazy video. It seemed like all his budget went to the video and not the song. Which, I mean, it was a smart play because I'm pretty sure he got the numbers up. He got his numbers. He got his money, but at the same time, as far as the controversy, like the shoes and all that, I do think a line needs to be drawn at some point.
The question is, how do you think that? I mean, honestly, like you said, he's playing the internet game, and at this point, any rebuttal he's meeting it pretty much in the form of a meme, a form of these are just common means of deflecting or just steering attention away. And depending on the individual who's speaking out, Christians are not really seen in the brightest of light because of a lot of, what people would deem as hypocrisy surrounding, Christianity and religion as a whole.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot of leverage to speak out as a believer against these things because they'll just poke holes in the word in the scripture. So I really think that where does it stop? Where does it?
It's I guess this one it was no way to stop it. Because see, if he would have actually did an official collab with Nike, then that's when you could be like, okay, what the hell's going on? But I guess since he reached out to some company that nobody's ever heard of, well, apparently,
they did. I believe it's the same company who did like something with the holy water. They put like the holy water in the shoe.
Oh yeah, that was them. Okay. I've heard of them, but I guess you can't draw the line here because they went and bought the shoes themselves, and nobody knew they were going to do. So I guess with this one, it is kind of hard to draw that line, but I wish people would start hitting the point where we just kind of learn to ignore things, because I think that's the issue with this.
All right. How do we get there? Because you're right. When the way to combat attention is by ignoring it. But when everyone is dying to speak about their opinion about it, I think the logical conclusion would be yes, to just ignore it, watch it go away. But I think and that's why I said too, I think we're so far in the social media space, engagement, comments, sharing, interaction. This is pretty much what it's a self-sustaining entity now. Yeah. So the win for Lil Nas X is the conversation.
Yeah.
It don't even matter that the shoes or whatever or the song is whatever. His name is in headlines all across the internet.
Yeah.
So outside of like a Zuckerberg blacklist, because that's the thing too. These companies and these internet providers or these social media providers, I should say, they blackballed people. They i.e. Louis Farrakhan or Trump. Yeah. They've gotten people out the paint.
Yeah.
I think that would have to be the
only logical step.
Yeah. But how do you do that? Because he leans to a side, I would say a progressive side of a progressive audience that they're gonna let him rock. Mm-hmm. Let's take a separate controversy. There's people who have spoken out about different topics such as the vaccine, who've been blacklisted on YouTube or been you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because they have an opposing opinion than the quote unquote status quo. Lil Nas X is part of the status quo. So
okay. Yeah.
Until his messaging starts to align with the quote unquote right or the quote unquote the right, you know what I'm saying? Like there's the audience who can speak freely and there's an audience who can't. There's an audience who gets their, if they posting on YouTube, they get demonetized, they get a YouTube strike. You know what I'm saying? So outside of that, bro, I don't see a place where it stops. They just did a Saturday Night Live, and they did a spoof of the whole lap dance on God thing.
Oh, I didn't see it.
So
was it funny?
I didn't. I just saw that it wasn't.
Oh.
I don't watch Saturday Night Live like that a whole lot, so I can't really speak to it. But yeah, I don't really have much more than he's interneting.
He knows what he's doing.
I think he's gonna ride because there is a finish line or there is a point where I think he's gonna phase out, but I think right now he's up.
Yeah.
Right now he's up.
Honestly, that man, he made one of the most successful songs of all time, and it's not like he needed to do this. I'm pretty sure he's rich for the rest of his life. But
yeah,
he right now, he's winning.
Yeah, he's operating off of house money right now, so there's not too much we can.
What did you think of the song itself? What did you think about the song in the video? Outside of the controversy,
I haven't seen. That's the thing. I don't pay attention to his music. I don't see the thing is I implement the strategy that I think would be efficient, and basically I ignore him. I just see him as he's attention whore, which is a lot of people on the internet. So it's not personal against him, but when I see people who are just, I can tell that they're clearly trying to get attention, that I don't. So I haven't heard the song, I haven't seen the video, so I don't really have a sorry audience, but I don't really have a
you ain't got to take.
I don't have really a take on it. So
yeah, I feel that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I got bored one day and I just watched it. It popped up on my YouTube feed and I said, whatever.
See, and that's
but I didn't watch it until like maybe 2 weeks after the controvery.
So yeah, so I think that's gonna now that could be another thing that can get him out of the paint, because like when you are a musician, right? I'm assuming he's a music artist. Mm-hmm. All these things I would hope are supposed to be a highway to get to his music. So what happens when you actually hear the music? Do people like the song? I don't know. I haven't heard a lot about the song, especially not in the way of that. Not in the same manner that I heard Old Town Road. That's for sure. True. So, I think that could be a thing too. Because I think the antics will ride as long as the music rides.
Yeah.
Once the music starts to waver, then it's just the antics, and it's like, all right, man, like, yeah, there ain't even too many places. Because honestly, there's not too much left he can really do right now. You feel what I'm saying? Towards like, bro, all right, bro, we get it.
I agree.
We get it. So he's kind of. I think he's kind of mispaced himself. I think he's gone too fast, too quick. So once you start twerking on Satan, you don't really go further.
You're not getting no further than that.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think he's gonna ride it out. And like I said, he's at this point he's won. So I can't say he's a flop, because he
got his money.
He's got it, yeah. So not too much we can. Yeah. So from Lil Nas X to Lil Boosie X.
or Lil Boosie X.
Yo, man, I typed that earlier, man, because I just wasn't even thinking about it. But we're gonna go into Lil Boosie now. Lil Boosie recently shot a video with the baby, and there was a video that was circulating around where Lil Boosie was seen in the gas station slapping a guy. And he slaps the guy, slaps him hard too.
Hella hard.
Comes to find out, apparently this was for a video shoot. Mm-hmm. He slaps the guy. Apparently they paid the guy $500 something to slap him. However, a lot of people still thought that was controversial because the man, allegedly the guy was homeless. So yeah, so he slaps the guy. And there's a lot of controversy surrounding that, and eventually he just got back on Instagram, and now he's banned pretty much from Instagram. So he was banned earlier, I think, for some commentary surrounding Dwayne Wade's kid.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
He got banned before, got him back on Instagram. Now he's banned again. So my question to you is, what do you make of all this?
What do I make of it? I mean, I think what he did was kind of wrong. I can see why people are mad this time. Normally, I don't really care whether they're getting mad, but it seemed like he did take advantage of a situation, and it was like, you said it earlier. He's not gonna walk up to you and say, "Hey, I pay you $500 to slap you." You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you gave this man $500, right? And then you slapped the living daylights out of him. And the thing is I guess it wasn't necessary. And maybe it just made you feel empowered at that moment.
I just don't I don't understand what because all right, so the video clip, again, this was for a video shoot, so this is all kind of like a rehearsed thing. So the guy's talking trash to him in the video,
right?
Which then in turn the slap. For me, push the guy. You can do something.
Yeah.
If he has, put something on his hand, knock something out of his hand.
Right.
There's a way that, And I'm not even, and to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of the whole humiliation thing anyway. At the end of the day, I do think that they maybe them not looking at it that way. They're saying, hey, we're doing the guy a favor because he probably needs the money. So that's how they're trying to justify it by saying, yo, the guy probably needs the money. He took the money. He accepted it. He's an adult. But there is a level of exploitation, particularly with people who are maybe on hard times, and people can exploit that in different ways. Like we said, maybe a person who was better off in their current circumstances, they wouldn't have,
Yeah.
He couldn't have had a homeboy. He could have just act the role and acted out.
Yeah, that was,
you know what I'm saying?
It was a million different ways.
You know what I'm saying? Just have one of your people. Hey, bro, let me this is just for the video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a video. He slapped the shit out of the dude.
Like slap.
He slapped him hard. So. And
that's the thing, man. It's like, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it was just an empowerment moment because maybe he had a moment where he was like, nah, like you're homeless. I know if I do this, there's nothing you can do about it. But it's just, it doesn't make you look good.
I think he just doesn't have a outside perspective of what that is. He looks at it like as transactional. I don't really have any ill will for you. I appreciate you for doing it. I'm gonna slap you. But it's for the video. So in his mind, it's an act.
It's an act.
So I'm not like in real life I wouldn't do this, but for the video I am trying to create something. However, you still gotta come on, man.
Yeah.
So the video shoot justifies it because it's not. He says, "Hey, I gave the guy. I paid the dude.
I paid him.
You know what I'm saying? I paid him. I got no beef with him, so it like I really, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I think, to be honest, and I like Boosie. I do think a lot of times with the internet, a lot of people sometimes just think it through.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing.
Just think it through.
I feel like a lot of stuff can just be solved if you just
take a before you pull your phone out. Just take a few seconds to just think about
what you're doing,
what you're gonna do, what you're gonna say,
and who you are. And I think that's the issue. I think a lot of people make these moves and they don't understand who they are. It's like you're not gonna do this and people aren't gonna care. You know what I'm saying? Like we know who you are. It's that I don't know, man. Celebrity, I don't know. I couldn't be a celebrity, man, because I don't get. Because I suck at being a celebrity. Because I think too much.
Well, I mean, there are celebrities who it's self-awareness.
Yeah.
There are celebrities who are self-aware, and they know that they're always people who are celebrities that pretty much assume that there's a camera everywhere.
Yeah.
Assume that there's a camera everywhere. Assume that you're all. It's almost like. Hell, it's almost like being chased by like the CIA or something like that. Like assume that your phones are tapped. Assume that if someone's recording your phone call. It's just a certain way that you have to carry yourself as a public figure, because while some people don't empathize with celebrities because they say, hey, you got money, you got status, you got fame. I do think that's a very difficult lifestyle to try to live.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I personally have on some level an understanding you lose a lot of privacy. You can't even fucking walk your dog without somebody trying to beat the shit out of the dog walker and
take the dog.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go on a date with a young lady because it's like, oh, so-and-so with new girl seen out in L.A. restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
That's the trade-off that comes with the status, but, you have to understand that that means you have something to lose. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I feel like this is one of those things that it didn't have to happen, but
it was exactly. It was he could have made the same scene and just did something different that wasn't so humiliating, and I don't think people would have been. I think it was the slap, because like I said, I seen it without the context, and I was like, he just slapped the shit out of the dude.
Yeah.
I saw the video, and I'm like, yo, what? Yeah, I mean, in my mind, okay, it's for a video. That means just you could sell it. You don't gotta like
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I said. Like, to me, he used the video as a gateway to really slap the shit out of him.
Yeah.
So it's like it just. That's why I say it's exploitation. He exploited the dude. So I can't rock with that.
And once again, this goes back to what I used to say about all these celebrities, like the people you're around, because you gotta have people around you who are just like who will just say, I don't think this is a good idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, but you can tell that I'm be honest, like, I don't think a lot of these people have people like that around them, and I can tell he doesn't, because there's no way, like, if you were like a world famous rapper and you're like, yo, I want to slap this guy, like, all right, cool, but then you show me how you want to do it, I'm like, oh, hold up.
I probably wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have those people around you, man. And what the thing is that Boosie isn't a dumb guy either. This isn't a dumb person. Mm-hmm. Like, there are legitimate dumb rappers and celebrities. He's not one of them, and that's the thing. He seems like a well thought out guy. So I don't know.
I just think he has a lot of. I think he has just too much experience in the industry to really be.
You've been here too long.
Yeah. So we can move past that. So there's another topic that we're gonna get into. Two parts of this. Obviously, Saweetie and Quavo, they have since broken up. So let's first get into what went out. Not long after it was announced that they broke up, video of them in the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, people in elevators, but elevator video comes up, and well, there's two parts of this for me. I saw two versions of this video. I saw a version of the video that just started with Quavo grabbing the bag and like kind of pulling her into the elevator.
Yeah, and then I saw the whole video.
A second video, yes. And it was like 2 seconds, but that 2 seconds makes a big difference.
Huge difference.
So, and my question in my head was, well, why would you leave out the 2 seconds? But you know why.
You know why.
you know why.
You know why.
So because the story, if you just let it play out, it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What are your thoughts on the video? What are your thoughts on the...
Why is America so scared to hold women accountable? That's literally what I thought. I don't get it. Like, we clearly see her swing at him. It's clear as day. Then we see her try to run off. We don't know what was in that bag. But any property that's not yours and you're trying to steal it, any person here would have chased that person. And it's just like now, and then all these people are talking, not people, it's really women. So all these women are talking about, oh, well, Quavo's an abuser. And it's just like.
Based off of what?
Yeah.
See, that was my problem with, and that's why, and what the service that you do is when you purposely, and I think TMZ did this. I think TMZ or whomever, they had the video cut out first.
Mm-hmm.
And then they re-uploaded the full video.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's purposely done to paint a narrative around a person.
Yeah.
Typically with men, once they're labeled as something,
it's hard to get that label.
It's hard to undo it. It's hard to undo it, right? Now, throughout their relationship, I'm sure they had issues. I'm sure they had problems. And it ain't and the problem I have is people look at an objective view as defending Quavo. No, I don't deny that Quavo had some part or some part. And that's all that guys are really saying. We're saying that and from what I can see, none of them are innocent.
Nobody's innocent.
And that's all we're saying. That's all that's all dudes are saying is nobody's innocent. It ain't about going to bat for Quavo, it's about telling the truth. And when you have to cut off a second of a video because you know that's going to paint a narrative that is dishonest, that is disingenuous, and that goes against your very own narrative about abuse or whatever have you, because you're abusing the idea that if we could just paint him as a person, we've already won.
Yeah.
So then even after the whole video comes out, you have a lot of women, they've already made their mind up.
Yeah.
Like once women In most cases, once their mind is made up, you can't go back.
Yeah.
You can't. Well, I'm sure she probably was just fed up. I'm sure she like then they try to add pieces.
They
to
try to
it
add layers. They try to move the goalposts.
I'm sure she had enough, and she was like, when you don't understand when you've been through so much. There's only so much you can take as a woman, and you just gotta swing on a dude. Like,
and the thing is, y'all don't even know what they were going through.
That's
what. For all we know, Quavo could have did nothing. Like I think that's the issue is that everybody wants to say, oh, well, you don't know what she did. Like, y'all don't even. What if Quavo never even cheated? What if he really legitimately just never did anything to this girl? And then
because what's the marketing tools now? What's the slogans? Believe women.
Yeah.
We take what they say and we run with it.
Yeah.
All this time they've been together. They was relationship goals. When the whole Birkin bag conversation came up, that's what you're supposed to do. Quavo was getting all types of pats on the back because he was co-signing her and all this type of stuff. Now all of a sudden, the gifts don't matter if it ain't. Oh no, that's not what y'all was saying. Y'all was arguing about a bag.
And to be honest, man, this goes once again. Let's just be real. Like, how many controversies has this man honestly been in? Not that many. I'll say some more shit to him, but it's like. It's like when I look at Quavo, man, like he doesn't seem like strike me as the kind of guy who would just hit a woman. Like
to be honest, he seems like he's very private, and that's how he does. And again, this doesn't mean that he's not without scrutiny, but I just look at it as if we don't know all the facts, then at least be have enough good faith to say, hey, none of them look innocent. And we don't know. But if you're saying that we don't have all the facts, but you still have your mind made up that he's the
bad guy.
Yeah. They made up the whole thing about him taking the Bentley back, which came out to be a
lie.
False. Again, no one ever comes back and says, well, who would make up that lie? Who would try to, you know what I'm saying? They paint narratives about a dude, but then no one ever comes back when the truth is revealed and says, well, we got it wrong.
We messed up.
We got it wrong.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This the type of stuff that sets scary precedents, man.
So it does. So this brings me to the second part of the topic. So apparently there was an article that came out recently that, and she's on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine. Mm. And in the interview, she talks about there was an interview that she did earlier in her career that gave her PTSD. What she's referring to is a interview in 2018 on Hot 97. Mm. And in that interview, somewhere in that interview, there came up a conversation about her doing a freestyle. All right? From my understanding, they didn't really push her to do a freestyle. She said she wanted to do it. They asked her if she was sure. She said, yeah. All right, if you're sure, let's cook.
Go.
The freestyle came. The freestyle went. And Ebro gave her some criticism in the beginning as a direct consumer of music. And again, as just one man. Mm-hmm. He wasn't speaking for everyone. He was speaking for himself. Mm-hmm. He was critical, basically, and what I thought was constructive. Basically, he said the freestyle was kind of basic. There wasn't a lot of elements of vocabulary. Just needed to just work a little bit harder. Mm-hmm. Right? He didn't berate the girl. He didn't, especially in the on the music business scale, where people have literally been told to their face on American Idol that you ain't got it.
Yeah.
So from a music business perspective, I thought
he was pretty lenient.
It was constructive.
Oh yeah.
It was direct, but it was constructive. Fast forward to now, and mind you, I don't really remember a lot of heat from the interview. Mm-hmm. Because I think anybody who watched it saw that.
Yeah, she didn't do that good.
It wasn't that great.
Yeah.
They didn't kill her though. But now all of a sudden she has PTSD. Diagnosed by who?
Diagnosed by who?
We just like to throw letters out and acronyms out. We say we got some shit. She probably got her feelings hurt of the responses that she got, because when you're used to being liked in the media, and then for the first time you do something it's like when an artist puts out a song, and they've put out bangers before. I.e., look at the Chance the Rapper. What's the new day, or what's the
Big Day?
The Big Day was not well received.
That
right?
was really bad album.
That's usually a punch in the gut.
Mm-hmm.
That's a punch in the gut because, damn, they really wasn't rocking with it.
Yeah.
That can hurt. So I'm not here to say that she wasn't hurt by it. I understand that negative criticism or what is deemed as less than praise can be seen as it can sting a little bit.
Yeah.
I've been critiqued about a lot of shit before.
Yeah.
It ain't the best feeling.
Yeah.
So I understand she wasn't feeling the greatest, but PTSD, come on, man.
You didn't get PTSD.
Come on, man.
Like, PTSD would have been, I'm done making music. Like, that's this thing, man. People got to stop this shit. I'm so sick of this. Well, you remember, this used to be really bad, like 3 years ago. Remember when people were throwing out mental health issues like crazy? Oh, man, I suffer from this. Oh, no, you don't. Shut up. Like,
It's just now that we've become more aware of stuff, doesn't mean we can't it just mean we get to throw it around all over the place.
Yeah. And
like we're still, I think, especially in our culture, we're learning about mental health pretty much every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think it's even more important to make sure that these things are being accurately assessed by professionals, because words mean things, and that's the biggest problem we have, I think, in our society. We just throw words around, let them stick. We throw around bipolar, PTSD. I got anger issues. I'm depressed.
Yeah,
and these things are they're difficult to navigate. So we can't just fly off the handle, just throwing words out of there, because then it blurs the lines.
And then you're turning an issue that's really serious into a lighthearted issue when it's not a lighthearted issue.
Right.
And if you like, you didn't have PTSD when Quavo got you the Birkenbacks.
I just think
I'm just like, but you didn't have you didn't have PTSD when you made a chart topping song with Post Malone and the City Girls. I don't remember the name of.
I just think that,
what's it called? Tap In. There we go. Tap In.
I don't know. I just think that to say that you had PTSD and you wasn't diagnosed with it is it's just dangerous. And I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
And people, because they like Saweetie, they gonna let it rock. But if a guy does a mass shooting and he tried to pull the PTSD thing, they're not gonna let that cook.
No.
So we gotta be accurate with what we saying when we say stuff. If she says, "Hey, I went to professional and I turned out I was diagnosed with PTSD," okay, that's different. You went through the proper channels, but we can't just be throwing stuff around. So, the kind of, I guess, shape all this together is like the victim narrative. Go back to the elevator thing, they try to make her a victim. Mm-hmm. The Hot 97 thing, they're trying to make her a victim.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think is the dangerous thing, is the victim narrative. We can't critique anybody. We can't just be objective and just say, hey, women are not angels either. Men are being constantly told we not shit day in and day out.
Day in, every day.
You feel
Jesus
what I'm saying?
Christ.
Like, there's no stoppage of men are trash posts that are probably on. If you probably hashtag men are trash, you'll probably find like millions of results.
Shit, men call other men trash
because we know that is the problem. Men can tell other dudes that they ain't shit, but women have this whole community and loyalty of bullshit that hey, we're all equal, even though y'all not. Yeah, and y'all should be calling out the ones who are making y'all look like idiots.
Yeah,
men do that. Men know that there's trash dudes.
Yeah,
when women talk about the type of ain't shit dudes that they deal with, we're not vouching for them. Mm-hmm. We're
never vouching for them.
We're not co-signing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't co-sign losers.
No,
but y'all, this woman empowerment thing, and look, I get it, but we gotta be honest. When people are misusing things that really hurt your cause, because they just go fly off the handle. So, that's all I really got with that.
Don't claim shit you not, man.
Just
if you really feel like there's something wrong with you, please just go see a therapist. Go see a therapist. Go see a doctor. But don't just be flying stuff out your mouth, because
it's not a good look.
It doesn't look good, and then eventually people are going to catch on.
It's just not necessary. Oh shit, man, fuck it. It's just not necessary, man. I just think it's, and I think Saweetie, I mean, she's going through a breakup right now, and I got no qualms with her. I really hope that she finds herself, she finds happiness, she's able to heal and move on It's all good. Same with Quavo. Quavo, I mean, he doesn't speak out about his situation, but who knows? He could be trying to heal and move on. And,
crying in the closet right now.
I mean, look, the brothers.
For real.
But again, that's the narrative. It's
Guys
always
take it harder than girls.
Well, but we just don't speak about it.
Yeah.
So we're assuming that, like you said, we're taking her word for it that he fucked it up. We don't know that. If he did, then no one's gonna vouch for him. But we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whoever gets to Twitter first usually wins the war.
And
whoever gets to Twitter first usually.
And you can't come out and say I'm hurting because then he's gonna be viewed as weak.
He said I wasn't the woman I thought you. He said you wasn't the woman I thought you was.
That speaks volumes.
If
that's all you got to say about it,
hey, and
that says something about you.
That does hurt though. You ain't because that means I thought you was a certain type of woman.
Yeah,
and you wasn't. That hurts.
Yeah.
So,
you think Culture 3 about to be flames now?
Probably. They
Culture 3 about to be.
Allegedly, they jumped on old boy. Allegedly.
I saw that.
They put hand and feet to the kid. So.
Culture 3 about to be crazy.
Takeoff just got his charges dropped. Them boys finna.
They about to, I'm telling you, boy.
Boys might get cooking. These boys might get to getting it. So.
Offset almost lost Cardi 1,000 times.
Yeah,
and
man.
You know he's so cheap. Boy, that about to be crazy. I can't wait.
So we'll see. So yeah, Bad Bobby again, or Bad Bobby, I think that's her name. But the Cash Me Outside girl from Dr. Phil, as I said, she just started OnlyFans, I believe on her 18th birthday, and she made $1 million in less than a day, basically. People are saying, hey, the game is the game. Other people are like, yo, that's creepy as fuck. Y'all waited for this girl to become an adult. What do you think of the matter? What is your take?
The game is the game. That's how I took it. I mean, honestly, like this is kind of how I took it. I'm not going through OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But as far as, is it creepy? I can see why you would say it's creepy, but at the same time, with her status and then just, it's not like, let's be honest, like there were guys who were looking at her before this, of course. So if she makes an announcement saying I'm making the OnlyFans, of course those guys are going to pay. Now, I think we should be more impressed by the fact that she even made $1 million in 6 hours. Like,
well, I think who she is. I think
status.
Yeah.
It's not like these dudes are sitting around creeping on every 17-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it's acceptable. I'm not saying like this is an okay thing to do. But what I'm trying to say is you can't put the standards. It's hard for you to put the standards of regular society on celebrities.
I agree with that.
And I think that's kind of how I'm viewing this. I'm not really that surprised because we knew who she was.
Well, surprise is not the word. I think it is pretty. Well, the whole OnlyFans thing speaks to a lot of things, but that's
that's a whole other thing.
Different story for a different day. Maybe it's not. But no, that's all I got.
Game is okay. That's all. Honestly, I don't. I guess I see the issue, but I don't really think it's really an issue. Honestly, like I said.
Well, the thing is, it is. Well, I'll say this: it is a concern because it's like the let's say the guy that let's say a girl sees a guy that she hadn't seen since she was in middle school, and he's like, "Oh, you're all grown up now," type of deal. That shit's kind of nasty.
Yeah, that's nasty.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, and just because you waited to like legally, voice certain things, or in this case, you waited to the legal ramifications. Mm-hmm. But let's say a CEO was found as a subscriber to that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would look a certain.
Yeah, it would look a certain way.
Now it ain't the game. Now the game ain't the game. Now it's.
That's true.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's it's deeper than that. There is like the obviously the because legal doesn't always mean right. We're going through marijuana, all these marijuana laws and shit like right now. Like legal doesn't always mean right. So just because someone say, "Oh, legal," you feel what I'm saying? So but there's not much you can really do aside from changing the legal age to join the 21 or something. Or
yeah, it does. I feel like OnlyFans should be more put on scoping, if anything. To be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Changing the terms of you have to be 21 to have an OnlyFans maybe. So maybe that could be an option. That would be them doing. I mean, obviously it's not going to change the landscape of the world, but that could be them doing their part to try to mitigate something like that. So,
what did you think of? Did you see the thing with her and Dr. Phil recently?
I've heard pieces of it. To be honest, I'm not too familiar with.
Basically, she did an interview where she talked about the ranch and basically how they were treated inhumanely. How in the first 3 days she had to live in like a tent or something, but she wasn't allowed to go to sleep or lay down. Like she had to just sit there and like crisscross, and they just brought her food. And it was, I don't know, it was pretty interesting, honestly. And it was one of those times I actually kind of agree with her because I was like, this shit sounds kind of inhumane. And
well, it wouldn't. I mean, I'm not against that argument.
No.
I'm not against that argument at all. So, but yeah, so that was the thing about the OnlyFans situation. It's like we talk about legal as if it always means right, and we know that it doesn't. Mm-hmm. So I just think sometimes we have to try to step back and the game is the game, but again, it
doesn't make it right.
So it's crazy, bro. All right, so let's move into some.
I wonder if this is gonna make OnlyFans change. Well, probably not. This isn't a big enough controversy. It has to be somebody bigger.
Well, it has to be enough pushback.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It ain't about who it is. It's about the type of response that comes with it. If no one is pushing, like the thing is, the OnlyFans space, because then it turns into. Let's see, this is interesting. A woman is of legal age, then why can't she? And yes, and for clarification, yes, OnlyFans is not limited to R-rated, X-rated content. OnlyFans actually never started out like that. It used to start out just as like what a Patreon is now.
Yeah.
So that's actually what it was. So it was just a way for people to engage with their fans or just have extra content that they would, whether it be a artist, a gamer, whatever have you. So OnlyFans never started out as this what we view it as today, but it's kind of graduated to that. And I do think that they'll have to examine some things.
Yeah.
Because you want to get out in front of stuff as opposed to being behind something and something crazy happens.
That's very true.
So if you can get out in front of something and at least help out in that regard to show that, hey, we aren't just some pedos turning a blind eye. You know what I mean? So I do think it's something. I do think it is something that they'll want to take a look at and possibly maybe revise some of their terms and conditions.
Yeah, because once your image and reputation is ruined, it's kind of hard to come back from that.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get that reputation of, and again, we let shit slide like this.
Just because, exactly. And you don't have to, again, you could just say, hey, we don't, just because you're not actively the abusing party, you're complicit. Like you run a site that's complicit or allows it. You feel what I'm saying? So, but that was it. That was it. So, let's see. We got some, let's talk about that Space Jam trailer. Let's talk about
that movie's about to be lit.
Listen, man.
That movie's about to be lit.
It is. What I do is, if I'm LeBron James, bro, don't you ever talk to me like that. Tomorrow, you don't want to. I don't want to do it. I don't want. No, hoop. You hooping.
You're hooping now.
Hey,
you're gonna pick up that ball.
Hey, lace him up, boy. I became a Billy off the rock, but don't play with me. Then you gonna run off when I'm talking to you. But no, I think it was I was wondering how they were gonna try to modernize the story.
It. Yeah.
It looks interesting. There's, it seems like there's a lot of stuff, a lot of properties that are.
Boy, Warner Brothers said we are about to flex. Yeah. They pulled out every Iron Giant. Yeah. I was like, what is going on here?
A lot of different properties. So it appears that his son gets, I guess, trapped in this computer with this who appears to be Don Cheadle. Seems like he's gonna be the I guess the villain or the antagonist of the movie.
He's like a supercomputer.
Supercomputer, yeah. And basically, y'all can't get out. Y'all gotta win a game. So you know.
I saw a comment that said "Ready Player LeBron."
I mean, yeah, that's kind of what it.
Is kind of what it is.
That's basically That's essentially that's more or less what it looks like it's gonna be. So they have the cartoon elements, and then they have like obviously the live action elements. So it looks pretty good, man. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were concerned because we kind of seen how reviving old properties has been going, and it hasn't been going that well. So
yeah.
But to be honest, I didn't think LeBron was going to get involved with some BS. I keep telling people, did you see Trainwreck, the Amy Schumer movie?
Some of it.
Okay.
But he was in it. He's in it, right?
He was in it.
Yeah.
And I could tell, I think LeBron, honestly, I mean, he moved to L.A. specifically for entertainment. You know, like, even though, basketball was a part of it, we kind of already know what he's really trying to do. So, I didn't see him really getting involved in anything bad. I think he's too smart. He's too selective. And, you know, he just aligns himself with the right people. So I wasn't really too concerned about this movie, but the trailer definitely gave me a lot of hope. And in the sense of, you know, it's not coming off as cheesy. That was one of my concerns. Like, is it going to have cheesy dialogue? And it doesn't seem like it really does. It seems like they're kind of.
Yeah, but even then, like, what? Honestly, so what? So, like, they're going to have, I mean, like we said, we just talked about the properties. We're going to get some fan service with a lot of these different, I mean, you saw the Looney Tunes stuff. You saw, like you said, the Iron Giant. Hell, King Kong pulled up.
I saw King Kong. I don't even remember everything I saw in that trailer.
Before I go see Godzilla, let me go ahead and help my boy Braun out. But
it was a lot.
Yeah, man, it just looks like a lot going on. But
I like the, you know what I did like though? I like the 2D part.
Yeah,
the 2D animation when they turned him. That was was nice.
Yeah, that's what
I really like that.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. And then also the I like the jerseys.
Yeah,
the jerseys.
I'm not hating on the
jerseys. Are tough.
They're gonna be hard as hell to get on that sneakers app because you know that's where they dropping.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a whole nother.
That's a whole nother topic.
Whole nother ball game, but it looks good. It looks good. So I seen that trailer. They just, well, we don't have to do a deep dive on this, but there's a Black Widow trailer they just put out.
I didn't catch it, but I know they dropped it this morning.
Yeah, so it basically kind of started out with like a flashback of like some of the older movies and stuff like that, and then they kind of moved into the story. I'm really just interested in Taskmaster. That's the only person I'm really kind of just interested to see how he's gonna play out in the movie.
You think they're gonna mess it up?
I mean, he hasn't said shit, so I don't know. I can't.
Who's playing the Taskmaster?
Some black guy. Or some person of color. Let me not say black guy, but some person of color. But they haven't really said anything in the trailer. People are kind of knocking the suit because of the mask or whatever. I think it's fair. It's fine. I have no issue with it.
What are they expecting, like the animated one, like with the cape and everything?
Yeah.
Oh no, they weren't gonna do that.
And when I say some, I don't think it's overall. I think it's a small margin of people who just want everything to look just like the comics.
Comic books. Yeah.
There's people who are like, it looks good to me. It looks good to me. Let's see. They did another trailer for Mortal Kombat.
Do you think that, are you going to see Space Jam in theaters or at home?
I don't know.
I was thinking about that when I was looking at the trailer.
No, I mean, of course, you know me. I'm not opposed to seeing it in the movie theater. So
I think I'm gonna catch that one.
I want to see fucking
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I'm definitely going to see it for Mortal Kombat.
I need that blood at IMAX, baby. I need that.
I think I'm about to renew because I actually froze my AMC A list, but I think I'm about to renew it. I mean, I think I'm about to unfreeze it because it seems like movies are starting to pick back up.
Yeah, they reopened some Regals and stuff. They reopened theaters, and it was one more. Well,
I think I'm gonna see Space Jam in theaters.
I mean, look, man. Once stuff starts opening up, bro, I might start seeing everything in theaters.
Yeah.
So
What other trailer?
it's escaping me. Black Widow, Space Jam, Mortal Kombat. There was a Jason Statham movie, I think.
Wrath of Man,
Yeah.
the Guy Ritchie. That shit look lit.
Yeah.
Look, man, because normally when I see Jason Statham in solo movies, I kind of ignore him. But I read Guy Ritchie, and I said,
let me
okay,
take a look.
let me look at this.
Let me take a look. Yeah.
And the plot looks pretty.
Yeah, it looks pretty tough. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty good movie.
Yeah, so that's on my list as well. And yeah, man. So those are some of the movies that are coming out that I'm probably gonna see at least 2 of them in the theaters for sure. Probably Space Jam and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I'm dope. I really miss the theaters, man. I be watching movies at home, and I'm like, this shit sucks.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of this.
Yeah, so we got a new series that we're going to discuss that recently came out. Invincible.
Remember, I didn't even watch episode 4. So
We'll stick to the first 3 episodes. So Invincible is a animated show on Amazon Prime, and it is in the superhero genre, and it basically stars. Well, it revolves around a character, Mark Grayson, whose father is a superhero, probably one of the biggest ones in the universe. Mm-hmm. Omni-Man, who's voiced by J.K. Simmons. And Mark is graced by Steven Yeun, who, if you guys are familiar with The Walking Dead, Steven Yeun played Glenn. If you're also familiar with The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman is also the creator of this series, I believe, Invincible. So I'm not going to spoil it too much, but what I will say is that I like this show because it's doing what a lot of the superhero, well, not a lot, but it's kind of doing what the same thing The Boys did, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just about them fighting a bunch of supervillains and stuff like that. It deals with how they have to work with each other. It deals with their day-to-day interactions, their personal relationships. Mm-hmm. Mark Grayson is basically, he's turning 18, and his father is I forget he's mixed with something, human and something.
Oh yeah, Triceratops.
Yeah, Trisomethonite.
Trigarian. Oh, that's it. It's Trigarian.
Whatever.
I remembered it.
So basically, when he becomes of age, he starts to get superpowers, and that's what he's going through right now. His father's kind of teaching him, training him, and it's a thing. So like a lot of people, not everyone gets powers, but a lot of people end up getting powers at a certain age. And he's in high school, so he's trying to obviously navigate through that. He sees a girl he's liking, and that type of deal. So it encompasses all the things that I think a lot of the other movies or shows tend to kind of leave out. With like a CW, you just have the Flash. I mean, he does with real life shit too, but I don't care.
That show, I love those shows, but they basically soap operas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've kind of moved them.
They're
They've moved them
operas.
into like that type of deal. But Invincible, I think if you're a fan of The Boys, I think you would like Invincible. There's a pretty incredible cast of voice actors on there. We just mentioned Steven Yeun and J.K. Simmons, Mahershala Ali,
Zazie Beetz, Mark Hamill, Seth Rogen.
What's my man's name?
I don't even remember everybody on that show.
There's just so many people, bro.
It's so many people.
What's my man's name? It's gonna bother me. Gillian Jacobs, Seth Rogen, Walton Goggins.
Yeah, he's on there.
Yeah, so but just a very healthy laundry list. Kevin Richardson, who anyone in the animated space knows him, he's played a ton of villains. But yeah, man, it's Zachary Quinto is on there.
Yeah.
So it's
a stacked list, man.
Yeah, so
they put a lot of money.
Yeah, so it's just fascinating. Some of them is like, yo, bro, I give you one line. That's all you can afford from me.
What I wonder how they were able to. I've never seen that kind of cast assemble for animated anything.
Well, I know. Well, some of the cast members are from The Walking Dead, so I'm sure he has some favors.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I'm sure he has some favors that he called.
I'm pretty sure some of those people did that for free.
Yeah, so he probably called in a couple favors, and I think from him being involved in Walking Dead, not only just cast members from that show, but I think maybe just people who are fans of the show.
Yeah.
Hey, I loved it too. And niggas weren't working last year.
Yeah,
y'all,
that's true.
Hey, y'all want to do some voice shit?
Bored?
Yeah, I want to do some. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of it as well. So
I think it's really lit that they did that.
and it could be something like this that could help them expand their career outside of just being on the screen. Maybe someone who may have not have considered doing voice acting, they may have reveled in experience, and that's already kind of been a thing anyway, just from like the animated movies. You see like the big actors doing like the films and stuff like that. So
I'm glad that animation is starting to see this. Like, I mean, I think animation was always taken seriously, but I think it's starting to get taken seriously in like a bigger spotlight. I really think it is right now.
Well, I think because part of that has to do with the stories themselves.
Yeah.
They've made stories, even though they're animated, they've kind of, what they did was they expanded them to, even if you're a parent, even if you're an adult, you can take stuff and, I mean, we've talked about movies that, I don't know if this is a kid's movie exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Soul.
Yeah, like
Soul.
Cars. I mean, there's movies that have come out and you're like, man, this is just, even like the Incredibles 2, like, yo, like this lady wild. I feel her. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I think that's kind of helping. Well, we talked about with the pandemic and everything, people have to be more lucrative or open to doing. Hell, maybe they may have turned down a role like that when shit was popping.
Yeah.
Now that it ain't so much, hey, man, get you a couple coins, and people have to adapt in different ways. So, hell, this might be this. I don't want to say a trend, but you may start seeing more big names, and
that's what I'm expecting.
So,
especially if it's quality stuff like this. Like, that's the thing. You starting to see it more and more. So, I think it's a good thing.
So it's again, if you like, obviously, if you're a big fan of superhero work, whether it be live action or animated, this being animated, it's just a little bit of a different variety. I think that's good. And you can relate to it. You can relate to it in a lot of ways. Essentially, the son's trying to basically live up to his dad, and who can't relate to that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it comes from a relatable place. He's also trying to navigate high school girls. Again, just relatable stuff, but he's also living two lives.
Only thing I do kind of wish is that I think the animation is good, but I sometimes feel like it could be better.
That was my only, in the beginning, that was like the one thing that kind of turned me off a little bit. I was like, animation's kind of, their powers are kind of, I think the story makes up for it, though.
Yeah, the story's really...
The story makes up for it.
And they do have moments.
Right.
Like when he went through the portal and destroyed the city, that was beautiful. They animated that so beautifully.
Yeah.
Like, there's some little moments like that. I'm like, y'all clearly could do better. Y'all just...
Yeah.
They're
pacing it. Save you spots. All right. Any other entertainment that we got that we missing?
Man, I keep trying to finish The Sopranos, and I'm going slow as shit.
Oh, yeah. Good luck, brother. Good luck with that.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Where you at with that?
I've only watched the first 2 episodes. I didn't watch the newest.
Oh, so you're only 2 back. I think it's only 3 episodes so far.
It's only 3? Yeah. I watched the first 2.
Yeah. So, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm caught up with that. What are your thoughts so far on the first 2 episodes?
I think the production quality is phenomenal. I feel you know what? Honestly, every episode feels like a movie.
I just learned that was actually supposed to come out first.
Really?
Yeah.
Before WandaVision.
Mm-hmm. That was supposed to come out first.
I think it's better that it came out second.
Well, yeah.
Because I think I would. I think if I would have watched the quality of that show, and it's all WandaVision, I would have been like, okay, like what happened? Even though I would have understood why they did WandaVision the way they did it.
You know what's kind of interesting? Because of WandaVision, because it was so kind of unique how they did it. Now they kind of get like not a cut and dry, but like you're just run of the mill mission type of stuff. It's like,
yeah,
where's his 50s theme?
So, I think this show is really good. I like the fact that I like the whole new Captain America take. I think that's a pretty interesting thing.
Yeah, I think the whole thing about who should don the mantle, if you will. that's been like the tether of the show, and obviously there's a new kind of terrorist group that's kind of running around, and in the midst of them, tracking down this group, they're also trying to work through some things regarding the shield and why the Falcon turned down the shield and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think him and Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, I think they work well together. I do kind of find some of the scenes a little bit too much of a kind of like a comical thing where they're trying to hit the one-liners, like the whole, like the big three thing.
Well, but I think it's just mainly because the movie, they had such a weird relationship that they're like, now they're like got a show they can capitalize it. But I do feel like this is one of those shows where because I do, what I do enjoy about the show? The fact that they're actually taking time to develop these characters. Because Falcon was never really developed on.
Well, that's true. But then, like, the thing is, the show, I'm not gonna hold you, because as it stands right now, I'm fucking with Winter Soldier. I ain't really too much.
Well, you don't like Anthony Mackie either.
Well, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh,
Falcon's character.
Oh, the character.
The only thing we know that he broke. He can't get a loan.
He's broke.
Avengers don't get paid.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is broke. That's
he couldn't get a loan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it gave you a little bit of backstory about his family and stuff, like his sister and all that type of stuff. But it's. I don't really feel like we're. I mean, granted, it's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I feel like the Winter Soldier is kind of. I seem to want to be invested in his issue with the shield, as opposed to, or his issue with Sam giving up the shield, as opposed to Sam giving up the shield.
Okay.
Just for me, I'm just saying for me.
I can see that. I think, yeah, I can see why the comedic undertones can ruin that. Because I do think this is one of those shows that would be better served if it was just serious.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look, don't get me wrong. There's a time when it's applicable and it could be funny, but it just, there has to be a burden that they both kind of feel in some way. At least, like I said, in my opinion. And Anthony Mackie, he's, as of late, he's been kind of, he ain't really been my favorite actor. I used to fuck with him kind of tough, to be honest, but
he's the actor that shouldn't have made it. That's what I always look
But
at
I think,
him as.
all right, so I think he kind of, all right, so that's interesting. I don't want to shit on him, but I do think he kind of eventually ascended himself to, because there's movies he's played, like the Banker movie. I liked him in that. There's stuff that he's been in that I like. It's just, I don't know. By and large, he just something about him just kind of comes off as somewhat forced.
Okay.
But I think he did work himself into a lot of these roles, because he has been putting in a lot of work in his career. I just think as of late, his best work has been kind of behind him.
Yeah, I can see that.
So that's all for me. That's it.
I think I saw this meme about him. Did you see it? It's like how you found Anthony Mackie and how I found him. And the first picture was like him as Clarence.
I mean, look.
That was funny.
That was a meme they used to do. Like, this guy's an Avenger. His real name's Clarence.
His real name's Clarence.
Yeah. So,
but I don't know. I could
see, but even like in the Winter Soldier, the kind of way they Captain America couldn't trust anybody. And the only person he can really come to at the end of the day, or who was actually willing to help him out, was somebody he never even met before or never even knew who was Falcon. Falcon.
Yeah.
At that point, Falcon kind of looked up to him then. So why would you go from looking up to him then to not wanting to? After I gave you the shield, bro. What you mean putting it down?
Yeah.
Yo, if I give you something you don't want it, it's just me and you.
I did think that was interesting that they had him give up the shield. I didn't expect that. And then they put it in the Smithsonian. And then
they gave it to another nigga. They gave
it to new Captain.
They didn't give it to Bucky. They didn't give it to.
You think they're gonna kill new Captain America?
I
think he's gonna die.
I don't think they're gonna kill him. I think they're gonna move towards he's gonna move into the U.S. agent role. who did fight who in the comics did fight Captain America, but I don't think they're gonna kill him. I think, to be honest, Wyatt Russell, the actor, I like him. I mean, he's dislikable as Captain America, but he's supposed to be.
Yeah, that was the point.
Because you fucks with Steve. I don't know this dude. I don't know this guy. You know what I mean? But I hope that I hope they don't kill him. I would like to see him just turn
into something else.
Yeah, either turn or even hell go evil, go something.
Now that would be interesting. If they made him evil,
just
that would be
make him like a Hydra, like he's actually a Hydra agent or something like that.
Or it turns out he's the head of that terrorist group.
Yeah,
that would be lit.
Yeah, but I don't think killing him I think it'd be a waste of a character, because you need somebody that you don't like.
I agree.
And I think in all shows with polarizing sides, you need a guy that you don't like, or you need a character that you just hate.
I'm just waiting. Well, never mind. I was about to switch subject. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I think I gotta watch episode 3 because I don't really know what it's about. What's it about? Just give me like a.
Well, you saw the end of this one. They said they gotta go talk to Zemo.
Yeah.
So they talked to Zemo.
Oh.
It's a lengthy conversation.
It's like majority of the episode.
Yeah. Without telling you too much, they talked to him for a while.
Should I wait till like episode 4 and then come look again?
I mean, no. Just go ahead and watch it. But I thought they gave Zemo his personality is a little different, but it's good though. I like what they did with him, because he's not the same Zemo that was like filled with hatred for the Avengers now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, don't necessarily mean he likes them, but he's saying like he's you see like he was you kind of get to see, exactly what he's been, what not what he's been up to, but just his frame of mind where he's not thinking about killing the Avengers.
I'm glad that they're making these kind of shows to expand on the characters that didn't get expanded on. I think it's really good.
Well, I've always said that Zemo was one of the most underrated MCU villains. Period, because he's one of the few who actually did his job.
Yeah.
He even said, "No, I'm not. I know I can't beat the Avengers, but if I can make them not fuck with each other, and he did that. He crawled so that Thanos could run.
Yeah, because he set up that.
Because they was all dispersed. They was all
he just set up that disbandment. Yeah, and then that's when Thanos stepped in.
Yeah, they was all dispersed. So Cap was in hiding. Cap was, like that. He did all that. So, I always thought that Zemo, they didn't put, because he was a guy. He wasn't like a Ultron or a Loki or nothing like that. But put some respect on his name. So,
respect Zemo.
Yeah. So
I can't wait till What If, man. That's what I'm waiting on, man.
Yeah.
You think Loki gonna be good?
Yeah.
How many shows they got? They got Loki. They got the Miss Marvel show. Is that it? Then it's back to movies.
Well, I think they got to get the movies back rolling. I think they're gonna try to get back to schedule. Because they're putting out. Obviously Black Widow's on the docket. I have to look at whatever their updated schedule is for movies. I think Doctor Strange is somewhere around the corner.
That's next year, ain't it? Next summer.
Well, a long corner, but somewhere up the street down the corner. But
it has to be soon, because WandaVision, they already set up WandaVision, and then they already said Spider-Man. Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, so so I think that stuff's coming soon.
With the vaccines, there should be no more delays. I'm so sick of these delays, man.
Give you a free movie ticket if you take the Pfizer. Take you free. They giving out donuts. They giving niggas days off.
They really want people to take those vaccines, man. I feel like a lot of people are taking them though. I don't understand the desperation behind it, because I feel like people.
Because it's both are right. A lot of people are, and a lot of people aren't.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
And there's a supply issue too, as well.
It's not that many.
So that's the other thing too. It's like, I feel like part of it's not just solely people who don't want to take it. I think there's people who want to take it that there's not a. Didn't they just lose a bunch of Johnson & Johnson ones or something like that?
What? Like what happened to them?
Millions of them. I don't know if they disappeared or something like that, but it's just it's a supply issue also that's involved in that. But
which celebrity you think is going to take for people to get the shot?
I mean, they already put Barack out there, and niggas was like, nah, so it don't matter.
It don't matter at this point.
It don't matter.
If Barack said
Barack took the shit, and they was like, man, please. So
maybe it'll. You know what? You're right.
Because they had Biden. Biden.
But you ain't political. People, you gotta name somebody. You gotta get somebody who's not politics.
But I'm saying, but yes, unless I would say that unless if it wasn't Barack, or if it wasn't Kamala.
Okay, yeah.
So
maybe LeBron got to do it.
LeBron said he not. LeBron is pretty much, in my opinion, LeBron said he's gonna keep his decision private to take it, which sounds to me like he's gonna wait.
He's definitely gonna wait.
Or he don't want to be the guinea pig there to prop up to say, hey, go ahead and take it.
Because he's like,
and he's not even a good example. He's a fucking top tier athlete.
He's too healthy. He's
like exactly.
Yeah, you can't use him.
Use LeBron James. LeBron James probably got like all the variances, like still hooping.
That man got every disease on earth. He's still moving.
That man got all the variants. He just sprained his ankle.
LeBron is a terrible example.
That was a side effect. He got hurt. So yeah,
maybe there is no celebrity that could take it.
Yeah, you can't use an athlete. That's the worst. Them niggas already functioning at, you know what I'm saying? They already got super soldier serum.
Beyonce. They got Beyonce to take it.
Nah, but that's not the issue. The issue is not if I see this person. People's minds is already made up.
Oh, I know, but people tend to follow celebrities. It's just an interesting question.
No, I mean, I get it, but I even think because in a lot of people's minds, the most rational takeaway that I've gotten from this thing is a person who can say, "Hey, I've done all the research. I am going to take it. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I've chosen to take it." Or vice versa. I've done the research. I ain't going to take it. You can do what you want to do, but I ain't going to take it. But the issue comes in when they say, yo, you ain't going to take it, you a bitch. You going to take it, you a bitch. You going to take it, you going to take it, you a bitch. So that's where it gets into like when people being told what to do or people feel like they're being coerced into doing something. So that's why it'll never really gain traction as far as like who's gonna take it. I think people, and to be real, a lot of people just want to wait. A lot of people are not saying flat out no. They're just saying not right now. You know what I'm saying? In comparison to other because people comparing it to other vaccines that have been tested for a longer period of time,
which is a legitimate argument.
So it's like so when you listen to what people are saying, they're just saying, yo, I need to see more. I need to see how this thing plays out.
Yeah. So
you're going to get your people who are going to take it a little bit later, after maybe a year. And it's okay, well, it's been a year. They've had a chance to work the kinks. It's like buying like a game console. Sometimes people wait for that second run.
The second run.
And get the kinks out. And
it makes sense, though.
Except it don't in terms of like, it makes sense except for people who are like almost like shaming you.
Oh yeah, public perception.
Which is why that's why I said this is like the first time in a long time where people are literally having conversations about are you taking the vaccine?
Which is a really
no one ever asked you about taking it. Like, they don't ever ask you, hey bro, you
getting the flu shot?
You getting an STD, you getting a HIV test? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's personal, but this is not personal. This is like people are asking you. They're having conversations, so they've done it. They've made it their business to get in your business about it. You know what I mean? But, yeah, that's it. No more Pfizer talk.